evening. This regular board meeting of the Socorro ISD Board of Trustees is called to order. The time is 6:01. If you will please all join us to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Pledge of Allegiance is being led tonight by Caleb Gutierrez, a third grader from Horizon Heights Elementary.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty with justice for all.
Great job. Thank you, Caleb. We will move on with item number 3, Superintendent's comments. Dr. Espinosa.
Yes, Madam Vice President Nájera, I would like to welcome and recognize Ms. Cristina Sanchez Chavira, who is our new principal at Dr. Sue Shook Elementary. Please stand so we can recognize Ms. I'm confident Ms. Sanchez Chavira will have a tremendous and positive impact on the Dr. Sue Shook community. Congratulations. Also, on Friday, March 30th, which is this Friday, our district will be closed in observance of Good Friday. So I'd like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a safe and happy Easter with lots of fun and rest with your family. Also, on Wednesday, April 4th, we'll be hosting our James Butler Spring Games at the SAC, and I hope to see many of you out there. Also on Thursday, April 5th, our SISD volunteers will be recognized at the annual luncheon at 11:30 at Region 19 Head Start. And many of y'all know this, but we could not be successful in our district if it wasn't for all of the wonderful individuals who dedicate so much of their time to helping our students, our teachers, our administrators, counselors, and the list goes on at our schools. So I'm looking forward to honoring them at our volunteer luncheon. And Team SISD, we are ready to finish off the year strong during our last 9 weeks of the school year. I'm so proud, very, very proud of all of the outstanding work that's going on at every one of our 47 campuses to prepare our students for the college and careers of their choices. Thank you, everybody, for everything that you do for our students. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Espinosa. Item number 4, Board Honors. Mr. Escobar.
Good evening, Vice President Nájera, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Espinosa. My name is Daniel Escobar, Chief Communications Officer for the district, and it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's recognitions. If you all please step forward to receive our honorees. Our first recognition will honor Escondrillas Elementary School students for winning the 2018 Battle of the Bluebonnets reading competition. The Bullpups have won the contest for 3 consecutive years and are the sole champions of the SISD Bluebonnet Award. Year after year, these 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students showcase their excellent reading comprehension talents and answer challenging questions about 20 Texas Bluebonnet books. Congratulations to our Battle of the Bluebonnets winners. They are Jonathan Andrade, Matias Lopez, Alvaro Avila, Samira Avila, Rosemary Zuniga. Their campus librarian and coach is Mercedes Hassel. If we can please have the students, Ms. Hassel, back up front for a photo with our superintendent and board. And just a quick note while they're lining up for that photo, that all the portraits taken by our district photographer will be posted on our SmugMug account. There's a camera icon on the bottom right-hand corner of our webpage. And those photos are available for free high-resolution download. Keep smiling, looking forward. Congratulations once again. Our second recognition will honor Puentes Middle School students for placing in the 2017-18 Patriots Pen Writing Contest. The essay contest, organized by veterans of foreign wars, encourages youngsters to examine America's history along with their own experiences in modern American society. SISD students received a collective total of $600 in scholarships for placing in the contest. Congratulations to these students. They are Emily Ann Russell, and Emily Hernandez. Their teacher is Catherine Toomey. Congratulations once again. Next, we will recognize a Montwood High School senior for her remarkable coding abilities and winning the 2017 Congressional App Challenge. More than 4,900 participants nationwide enter the contest this year. Her application, Seven Gazintas, helps children improve their cognitive skills and their ability to do mental math while decreasing the use of calculators. Congratulations to Montwood High School's Stephanie Galvan. Our next recognition will honor SISD students for advancing to state in the 2018 Visual Arts Scholastic event. The young artists in SISD were among 41 students out of 500 participants to receive top ratings for their creative pieces. They will showcase their artwork at the state competition in San Marcos next month. Congratulations to these award-winning artists. They are from Americas High School, Sari Castañeda. Her teacher is Leticia Luevanos. From Socorro High School, Ryan Acosta. From El Dorado High School, Victoria Garcia. Her teacher is Virginia Castañeda. Also from El Dorado High School, Leslie Ruedas. And Lydia Navarrete. From East Lake High School, Sofia Ibarra. and Danica Silva. Their teacher is Veronica Chaparro. Also from Eastlake High School, Ana Calderas. Ariel Martinez. Alondra Gonzalez. Genesis Robles. And their teacher is Claudia Castañeda. Students, teachers, if we can please have you return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. Next, we will recognize two Team SISD students for placing in the 2018 Citywide Black History Art Contest, which honors African American heroes, military, law enforcement, and first responders. The SISD student artwork was of the highest quality and selected out of more than 230 entries received. Congratulations to these students and their instructors. They are from Hernando Middle School, Clarisa de la Riva. Her teacher is Sergio Lopez. Receiving on behalf of John Drugan student Caitlin Olivas is her instructor, Laura Aragon. Next, we honor students from Puentes Middle School for winning the district's annual Robocom competition with their outstanding programming skills and their knowledge in hydrodynamics. The Puentes team, named Soggy Waffles, competed against 600 students in 51 elementary and middle school teams and won the Sweepstakes Inspire Award for building robots that had a positive impact in the water cycle. Congratulations to our Robocom 4.0 champions. They are Valentina Valles, Natalie Ortiz, Michelle Tubbs, Analia Fierro, Gabriel Robles, Sebastian Marquez, Diego Estrada, Alyssa Ontiveros, Yanel Estrada. Their coaches are Bernice McClure, Nicole Ortega, Gilbert Dominguez, and Alfredo Maldonado. Keep smiling and looking straight ahead. Congratulations once again. Next, we will recognize 4 SISD mariachi groups for advancing to the 2018 UIL State Mariachi Festival. America's, Eastlake, El Dorado, and Socorro High Schools were 4 of only 5 mariachi groups in El Paso that advanced to compete at the state competition. 2 flute players from Eastlake High School earned Outstanding Performer Awards at the state festival. Congratulations to all of these talented musicians. From America's High Schools Mariachi Los Pioneros, we have Edgar Chaparro, Hugo Hernandez, Victoria Jurado, Brian Dominguez, Valeria Galindo, Luisa Ramos, Catherine Valerio, and their instructor is Sergio Ramos.
Okay, page 20. This is the last one, I promise. It's first name, last name. Therese. Therese. Therese.
Congratulations once again. From El Dorado High School's Mariachi Azteca, we have Elia Barrios. Samantha Garcia. Sebastian Gonzalez. Janet Meraz. Angel Ornelas. Tomás Padilla. Sahid Palacios. Grecian Rivas. Elian Urias. And their instructor is Juan Contreras. All right, if we'll have your certificates, hold them straight up. All right, there we go. Keep looking forward and smiling. Congratulations once again. From Socorro High School's Mariachi Los Gavilanes, we have Angel Sanchez, Angela Moran, Areli Grajeda, Dorothy Macias, Edward Bautista, Ernesto Franco, Jennifer Betancourt, Jessica Delgado, Jesus Torres, Giovanni Betances, Jose Chavez, Jose Pompa, Melissa Navejas, Pablo Rosas, Priscilla Diaz, Steve Ramirez. Their instructors are Jose Parada and Roger Rosales. There you go. Congratulations once again. And from Eastlake High School's Mariachi Falco, we have Karen Alvidres. Dante Peña. Megan Ramos. Annette Fernandez. Alexa Villanueva. Karen Perea. Sofia de Luna. Brianna Ortega. Isaac Flores. Michael Garcia. Fernando Rivas. Alondra Carvajal. Marian Esquivel. And their instructor, Aaron Piedra. Congratulations once again. Next, we will recognize Team SISD varsity basketball teams who won 2017-18 UIL championships. First, we recognize the Eastlake High School girls varsity basketball team for winning a 5A by-district title. The Lady Falcons worked hard to perfect their skill and reach new heights, showing tremendous athleticism throughout the season. They ended with an overall record of 23-14 and a district record of 14 wins, only 3 losses. Congratulations to these amazing athletes. The championship Falcons are Danielle Vera, Edith Montasillas Ramirez, Megan Kirtley, Mia Lares, Cheyenne Bonilla, Desiree Salcido, Vanessa Herrera, Alexis Landeros, Amaris Saucedo, Kaya Lopez, Valeria Martinez, Ariel Garcia, Skylar Borunda, student trainer Claudia Torres, Naomi de la Cruz, staff trainer Lindsay Parrish, assistant coach is Jesus Delgado, and they are led by head coach Joey Woodard. Keep smiling, looking forward. Congratulations once again. Next, we honor the Pebble Hills High School girls varsity basketball team for winning a 6A by-district championship. The Lady Spartans had big wins this season, earning their school's first overall by-district championship after only 2 seasons with a varsity team. They had an overall record of 26-7 and a district record of 11 wins, only 3 losses. Congratulations to these amazing athletes. They are Jemiah Stewart, Dahlia Waters, Alexandra Chavez, Nayeli Manjaresi, Peyton Fields, Trinity Anderson, Daniela Rosas, Alexia Reynoso, Carla Padilla. Assistant coaches are Nikki Deal, Natalie Flores, and they're led by head coach Stephen Lee. Congratulations once again. Our next honor is for the America's High School Boys Varsity Basketball Team for claiming the 1-6A district and a 6A by-district championship. The Trailblazers had many star team members with 4 players earning first team, second team, and honorable mention all-district honors, and another player earning the 1-6A Most Valuable Player award. The team finished with an overall record of 25-9 and an impressive district record of 14-0. Congratulations to the championship Trailblazers. They are Kobe Erusada, Tyler Wilson, Eric Castañeda, Austin Batres, Joseph De Anda, Chris Martinez, Christian Martinez, Damola Akomolafe, Angel Gutierrez, and JP Sanchez. They are led by head coach Mike Brooks. Congratulations once again. Up next, we recognize the Eastlake Boys Varsity Basketball Team for winning the UIL 258 District, a 5A by-district, and an area championship. This is the first time the Falcons win the district title outright and the first time they earn an area trophy. They had a great season, ending with an overall record of 29-3 and a district record of 15-1. The team posted its longest win streak of 11 wins at the beginning of the season and topped that in the same season by winning 14 straight. They also went undefeated at home for the first time ever. In addition, they won their first varsity tournaments in the El Paso High School's C.D. Jarvis Tournament and the Riverside Holiday Tournament. Congratulations to the Championship Falcons. They are, yes, please, round of applause. Orion Olivas, Jacob Aguirre, Sam Ruan, Noah Candelaria, Mando Sarmiento, Isaac Moreno, Jacob Cox, Joseph Maldonado. Student manager is Brittany Rumpels. Assistant coach is Taylor Young. And they're led by head coach Jonathan Crawford. Congratulations once again. Our next recognition will honor Team SISD high school wrestlers for advancing to the state competition. These students showcased tremendous ability on the mat, dominated their opponents, and won match after match. The athletes did a great job representing SISD at state, earning top spots amongst Texas' best wrestlers, including our own state champion from Montwood High School. Congratulations to all of our Team SISD state wrestlers. They are, from Eastlake High School, Renee Fierro. And Bobby Espinosa. Their coach is Era Corbett. From America's High School, Mia Morales. Diana Ornelas. And Cassandra Lindemann. As a team, the Americas girls placed 5th overall at state, and they're led by Coach Tom Hassey. And their head coach is Kenneth Jury. From Pebble Hills High School, Samantha Ortiz. And Zach Gomez. Their coaches are Steven Gutierrez, and head coach is Carlos Paniagua Jr. From Montwood High School, Cassandra Favela, Arista Nájera, Destiny Renteria, Esther Walker Yanez, and our state champion from Montwood High School, Terrius Henry. Their coaches are Noe Robles and Oscar Norez. Want to switch coach? Can you see coach? There you go. Congratulations once again. Couple more. No. There's more. We have two special presentations this evening to recognize Team SISD members for their professional accomplishments. First, we will honor an SISD athletic trainer for being named the recipient of the 2018 Manny Pasillas Award by the Sun City Athletic Trainers Association. The award recognizes athletic trainers who go above and beyond to contribute to the well-being of student athletes and ensure their success in their respective sport. From Eastlake High School, congratulations to Lindsay Parrish. Our second special presentation will recognize the SISD Financial Services Department for being awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for its 2017 Annual Financial Report. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. An award of financial reporting achievement also has been presented to SISD's Financial Services Department as part of the prestigious recognition. The award recognizes SISD's outstanding governance and responsible, transparent financial management. Congratulations to the SISD finance team. They are Jesse Armas, Gabriela Arzate, Karen Benavides, Miguel Dominguez, Joe Flores, Angel Hernandez, Diane LaTurner, Herb Martinez, Eileen Rodriguez, Jonathan Rodriguez, Sergio Serrano, Priscilla Nava, Eileen Gonzalez, Vanessa Silva, Lourdes Zavala, Grace Tovar, Susan Olson, Renee Vargas, and they are led by our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Tony Reza. Good job, Tony. Congratulations. Congratulations once again. And this concludes our recognitions for the evening. Thank you.
He's saying bye to his family. That was a workout.
Handshakes.
Okay, where'd everybody go? Okay, item number 6, Board of Trustees business. A, consider approval of proclamation for Month of the Military Child. Ms. Macias.
Yes, Vice President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. Here with me today, we have Great Partners in Ed, which is our Fort Bliss military members, if you all could stand. And we also have some amazing 5th grade students here with us. We have Miss Samantha Villarreal from Eduarte Elementary. Gabriel Terrazas from Herschel Antoine Elementary. And Caitlin Munoz from Purple Heart Elementary. And I do want to honor her father. He is a Purple Heart recipient, and I believe he is here with us today.
Where's he?
And they will read the proclamation to us. Ms. Simone Hendricks, thank you for always supporting us. She is one of our biggest partners in Ed, also from Fort Bliss.
Here you go.
Proclamation, Month of the Military Child, and April 15th, 2015 as Purple Up for Military Kids Day. Whereas, Socorro Independent School District recognizes the selfless acts of service performed by its brave members of the military and their devoted families. Whereas, military families continue to face that unique burden of multiple deployments, often causing uncertainty and constant upending of their daily lives and routines. Whereas, military families themselves know of the sacrifices borne by military children, but their important contributions can often go unnoticed by the general public.
Whereas Socorro Independent School District is home to more than 3,000 military children who have at least one parent serving in the military. Whereas military children are a source of pride and honor, and that we recognize the often unsung sacrifices by them and commend them for their support and dedication to their families, in service to the protection and advancement of citizens' rights and freedoms. Whereas the month of April has been celebrated as the month of military child since 1986, recognizing the importance of military children and expressing gratitude for their sacrifice.
Whereas a month-long salute to military children will encourage local communities to provide direct support to military children and families. Therefore, we, Dr. Jose Espinosa, Superintendent of the Socorro Independent School District and the Board of the Trustees of the Socorro Independent School District, do hereby proclaim April 2018 as Month of the Military Child and April 13, 2018 as Purple Up for Military Kids Day in recognition of military children. We urge all citizens to join in the special observance by wearing purple on this day and urge to all observe Month of the Military Child by connecting with military youth, military families, and communities to provide support to all military children.
Thank you. I would like to request your formal approval of this amazing event.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gonda, seconded by Mr. Ayub. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the proclamation passes. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you. Claudia.
And item 6B, consider approval of proclamation of School Library Month. Ms. Sparks?
Vice President Ms. Nahara, Dr. Espinosa, and members of the board. Today I'm joined by some fabulous fourth graders from Loma Verde, Christopher Rodriguez and Madeline Hinojos, who will be reading the proclamation.
Proclamation School Library Month, April 2018. Whereas the school library program is to ensure that the students and staff are effective users of ideas and information, and whereas the school librarian's role is to provide the leadership and expertise necessary to ensure that the library program is an integral part of the instructional program of the school, and whereas the Board of Education has entrusted the school librarian in each school to teach the skills of locating and using information through traditional resources and new technologies to provide literature appreciation activities and guide and encourage content and recreational reading to every student, and whereas lifelong learning begins and is systematically developed through the school library curriculum and elementary and secondary schools. Whereas school libraries provide books to encourage children to read for pleasure, and whereas the school library program contributes to the individual growth and development of all students while fostering both excellence and equity in education. And whereas the school librarians of Socorro Independent School District have dedicated themselves to work for quality library programs for all students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education does hereby proclaim April 2018 of School Library Month in all of their public schools and calls open schools, administrators, teachers, students, and the community of Socorro Independent School District to recognize and support this action and to participate throughout the month of April in the celebration of Library School Month.
At this time, I would like to recommend for consideration for the approval of the proclamation as presented.
Motion to approve? Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez and a second by Mr. Gonda. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the proclamation passes. Thank you all so much. And item number 7, open forum. We have no speakers tonight, so we will move on to item number 8, district reports. Academic Services Board report. Ms. Zapata Farmer.
Yes. Good evening, Vice President Nahara, Dr. Espinosa, and members of the board. My name is Elisa Zapata Farmer, and I am the Chief Academic Officer for the district. Tonight, we are here to present a project that we have started along with our Department of Technology Services, and I have some team members here who will be with me and who have helped in the creation of this project. So our project is Learning Video Series, and this is for our teachers. The purpose of the project, as you know, in our department and in Department of Technology, we have instructional specialists and instructional officers. And their main job is to provide professional development, to go and model lessons for teachers, to go and help with grade level planning. They're always out in schools and they see a lot of best practices. So we wanted to capture those best practices and provide them in a format so that all of our teachers can view them. So as you can see, it says here, provide teachers in support with Tier 1 instructional practices, build capacity of our teachers by providing them examples of best practices and strategies that we have throughout our schools, build teachers and allow them to self-reflect on their own practices, as well as highlighting our teachers in our schools. It does fall under Direction 3, highly qualified, effective faculty and staff, but it also falls under Direction 2, college and career ready, and Direction 5, accountability for all. Now, some of the learning series videos that we have are going to cover effective bell ringers, so at the beginning of class, instructional wait time, closing the lessons, teachers being in power zones, formative assessments, some of our blended learning. We have a lot of great things that we see. And what we've done and what the team has done, as they have seen some of these practices in place, they've captured them on video. They're on our secure website, and they will be in place for our teachers. So right now, we're going to see a little clip of some of the first videos that we have.
Okay, it says, the Fifth Amendment talks about eminent domain, which states that the government can seize your land or property if it is needed for public use. Okay, do you think it is fair that the government has a right to take away your land and property if they need to use it and relocate you somewhere else? Yes or no? Why or why not? Okay, go ahead, talk to your partner, then go ahead and answer in your OneNote. We'll give you 3 minutes.
So as you'll notice, the teacher goes back to his desk, and one of the things that we want to do is, although it's about opening a lesson right now, we also want to highlight some other things. So in a moment, what you'll see is as they're working, he actually goes to his desk to put a timer, a visual timer, up on the screen for the students. Go ahead.
And this will have to do with what we're talking about today. Yes, Sarah?
So now we're going to jump to some of the closing routines. Oh, okay.
Thanks, Mr. President. Just got evicted.
Are we good? Okay. So the closing routines, what we wanted you all to see, and we didn't want to spend the whole time with the video. This particular video was 10 minutes. We have 6 videos ready at this point, and they range anywhere from 5 to 7 to 10 minutes in length. So with that being stated, some of the things that we've done for this particular video, it was the bell ringer, and you got to see the teacher working with the students in the power zone, going over the bell ringer that he had put up on the screen for them, and then the closing of the lesson. And that's very important. As students are finishing up their lessons, you always want to do a little formative assessment to see, make sure that they understood what was taught for the day. So this particular closing of the lesson was a tweet that what they were to write. They were given a prompt, and what they did was they got up and they explained the tweet, and this was one of the student responses. With these videos, and I'm going to go to this next slide, once a teacher has completed watching the video, we also have reflection questions for them. And this is all about teacher growth and building that capacity in our teachers. So we have reflection questions with each of the videos, as well as we provide different resources. So for example, what Mr. Ruvalcaba had for his opening, we included a sample of that for our teachers, and even for his exit ticket. That's also included for the teachers. Once a teacher finishes watching the video, they answer the reflection questions, it gets submitted, and then we send their document to the principal of the school, and then the principal can have a reflection discussion with the teachers, and it can go in their file for extra professional development. So this is just one of the projects. This is the team, Ms. Rachel Sindek, Kim Baxter, Denisa Morales, and Erica Aragon that helped us with this particular video. But it's the entire department, between our department and Mr. Reyna's department, that has put this project together. And we are hoping by the end of May that we'll have at least 20 videos for our teachers so that they can begin watching over the summer or as school starts. And then as the year goes on and progresses, we'll get even more videos. But the really good thing about this is it's just another way we can capture best practices that we see in the schools, and we can share them out with our district and with our teachers and administrators. So we wanted to bring this forward tonight to let you know some of the initiatives that are going on in our department. Are there any questions?
Good job.
No, thank you, Ms. Farmer. We really appreciate being able to see this. And you said the videos are on our website?
Yes, they're on our website. They're on the secured website. So the teachers will have to go in and log in, and then they'll be under a site there.
Fantastic. Thank you
Okay.
so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And District Report B, Facilities Board Report. Mr. Iington.
Good evening, Vice President Nahara, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. My report will be on page 22. It's the facility report. The report I'll be reporting on is elementary school number 29. We are under construction on that, with anticipating open the school up this July for the students, and then continue on and completing the project in November. We are moving fast on this project. There's a lot of structural steel, metal studding, a lot of duct work, a lot of final concrete pours. The panels have been poured, and we are connecting some utilities once our developer runs it to the site. As you can see in this overhead picture, the building is taken frame. It is enclosing. You see the two-story section on my right-hand side. That's basically the classroom area, and then in the other areas next to that. Here's a little bit closer view of the classroom two-story area. And then you can see we are doing a lot of framing on the inside of the building, running ductworks, roughing in electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. Here's some more metal studding. access to the second floor via the stairs. We've got some access to the second floor where our stairs are located. And then you can see this is a typical classroom at a little bit further stage where we have the sheetrock walls. The building is in. We're waiting for the exterior glazing and the windows to come in. So that completes this particular project. This is the project that is from the 2011 bond program, the savings on that. We're anxious to start on the 2017 bond program. My mobile card over there has to do with all of the things that y'all are going to be discussing a little bit later this evening, but we will start reporting on the various contracts and projects that we've got started. One in particular for the 2017 bond begins tomorrow night. I think some of you may be aware of it, but we'll have our first community kind of meeting at Socorro High School. Architect like to call them charrettes, where we'll divide up. There should be about 50 or 60 people there. We'll divide up in groups, and our architect will walk us through some things to help determine what the, it starts at 4:30, 4:30, and then it'll go roughly to about 8:30. It'll be in the library, and there will be some finger foods. I know Hector will show up now.
Is that the only way to get them there?
Do what?
Is that the only way to get them there?
Yeah, that's the only way to get them there. But we also will be starting some of the other projects pending some approval of some contracts tonight. We've got firms lined up on those projects from the last board meetings, so we'll be presenting those to you a little bit later on. I'll answer any questions.
Mr. Conrad?
Mr. Arrington, talking about the 2011 bond, are we done with that money already? Or is that, I mean, every time we have a bond, it lasts for years.
No, this one is going to be used up quite a bit because Mr. Ressa didn't. He took one of my employees, as you saw. And he's also going to be putting in money into the school from the general fund. So.
About how much money's left out of the 2011 bond?
That should
wipe it out completely.
Wipe it out completely. Yes. Yeah.
So it's done, finally over?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We'll have to, like I said, general funds will have to kick in the balance.
The balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Ms.
Mr.
Maher.
Ayub?
Mr. Arrington, I haven't been out there since we went out there for the groundbreaking. I saw one of your pictures, some asphalt. Do you have a general idea as far as the surrounding roads, the infrastructure? Are they going to be ready or time? I guess we can drive over a little bit of dirt roads for a while, but are the roads in the surrounding area going to be up?
Yes.
I see curb there, and then on another photograph, I saw some asphalt, but I was just wondering if the roads will be in.
Yes, there was a major meeting with the developer and the city, and there are certain things that the city is requesting to be done. Some of it has to do with the street work in and around the schools and stuff, so the developer is aware of that. So yes, we have to have some streets and access because of fire access and accessibility to the site and stuff. So yes, sir.
Great, thank you.
Any further questions? Good. Thank
you.
Mr. Arrington. Thank you. Number 9, consent agenda. Are there any items to be pulled?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Nahida to approve the consent agenda. The consent agenda. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Number 10, new business. 10A, consider approval of new school name recommendations for elementary school number 29. Mr. Escobar?
Vice President Nájera, as per policy CW, I'll make the recommendation on this item. Administration recommends the board consider the names identified by the new school naming task force as presented during our meeting at our February regular board meeting. The committee identified the top 4 nominations. They are Freedom Elementary, Yellow Ribbon Elementary, and Agoge Elementary, and the 4th name is Sergeant Jose Carrasco, which, if you recall, the committee recommended the board consider naming the district police service building in honor of.
I make the motion that we name it after Officer Carrasco.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gondeta and a second by Mr. Nájera to name the elementary school number 29 after Sergeant Jose Carrasco. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Did we need a motion for the mascot? Were we gonna do that?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, Madam Vice President, as information only, policy CW also outlines identification of a school mascot and colors. Specifically, it states that I will convene a group of stakeholders to make recommendations for my consideration. For efficiency, we tasked the new school naming task force with making this recommendation as well. So with the name approved by the board as Sergeant Jose Carrasco, and from the recommendation of the task force, the new school mascot will be buffaloes, and the colors will be red, white, and blue.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Espinosa. And item 10B, consider approval of administrator certified and non-certified contract recommendations for the 2018-19 school year. Mr. Campoya?
Good evening, Vice President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. My name is Rudy Campoya, Chief Human Resources Officer for the district, and it's that time of the year that I come before you to present to you the list of administrative employees that are recommended to receive their 2018-2019 employment contract. In your Friday packet, you should have received the list of certified administrator probationary contracts and the list of non-certified administrator contract list. On the separate cover, today you should have received the revised certified administrator term contract list. The lists have been verified by the Department of HR, and at this time, administration is recommending your approval of the list of employees that will receive a 2018-2019 employment contract as presented.
Did you make the list?
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Ayub to approve the administrative certified and non-certified contracts. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Campoy.
You're good, Rudy. You're good.
Item 10C, consider approval of proposed health plan design changes for the 2018-2019 school year, Phase 2. Mr. Carmona?
Good evening, Vice President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. This item, my name is Mario Carmona. I'm the Director of Benefits and Risk Management. This item is related to the information that was provided to the members of the board on a workshop held on February 13th. And there is a recommendation to make plan design changes. I don't know that at this point there are any questions in regard to the information. If I'm not mistaken, you'll have a copy of two of the main pieces of information that were shared, which include a comparison of the districts in Region 19, and in addition to that, the proposed changes. The Premier Plan, which is the Cadillac or the highest coverage in terms of health insurance, the increment that we're recommending for the employee side of the contribution is an overall increase of $40. And then for the base and the high deductible plan, again, overall, regardless of the level of coverage, we're recommending an increase of $20. The next slide has it's not an all-inclusive list of the plans offered to our medical plan, though it does include those areas or those items of the plan that are going to be impacted if the recommendation is approved. That includes the level of coverage for deductible, individual, and family, the maximum out-of-pocket, and again, at the very bottom of that first table, you'll see that prescriptions will continue at zero copay, brand, and non-preferred. There is an increase for those two, but again, the generic will continue to be zero copayment. Furthermore, at the bottom of that slide, you'll see once again the monthly rates that are expected to be paid on a monthly basis, and those are broken down by the district contribution, which at this point is $575 per eligible employee, and then right next to it, you'll see the amount that is being contributed by an employee on a monthly basis. At this point, administration is seeking approval from the board in terms of the changes recommended to the health plan.
Questions?
Mr. Ayub?
Mr. Carmona, at our workshop, there was also some additional discussion and recommendations, or at least in HR also, about additional things that were being recommended here. Are those included in changes, or are we really just talking, well, we talked a year ago, phase 1, and now go to phase 2?
That is correct. During the board workshop, we had different scenarios in terms of if nothing was to be done, no changes whatsoever, status quo. In addition to that, the third one was if we were to include other additional features offered through our TPA through Cigna. At this point, the option or the information that you see before you is status quo. No additional features added to the renewal, no additional services, no additional fees. This is just in terms of district contribution amount and employee rate amount.
And no other changes that you anticipate, because even after we approved our plan last time, during the year, we went to the step for pharmaceuticals, which we hadn't discussed before. I realized that was a matter of convention as we were setting that up. We're not changing anything else, right?
No, sir.
Because sometimes these things change peripherally, and they do impact our health program. Do you anticipate any other changes there?
At this point, we're not anticipating any changes on the drug formulary or on the STEP therapy program. From time to time, if other formulas become available and a certain prescription gets bumped from one tier to another, then that's something that, it's just the nature of the...
That goes without saying.
Yeah, but no, we're not anticipating any additional changes.
I see. I obviously sit on HR, I sit on finance. I'm not convinced that just step 2 is gonna get us out of the hot water. However, it's always been my sense that if we have to change this and it costs more, not to spring it on our employees, like it's happened in other industry and other districts, where it's a huge increase. So I think this is the best of any evils as far as we do have to increase, everything costs more, but hopefully we're doing incrementally so that it's not very painful to the employees and that we all can hopefully tolerate it. With that, motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Gondeta. Is there any further discussion?
Ms. Nahida?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carmona, so after the board workshop and the presentation of all the other variables, why is it that we're just moving forward with step 2 and none of the other options that were considered?
For the other items, we still have some time that will allow us to bring other pieces of information that the board requested. In terms of premiums, deductibles, and levels of coverage, we need to have that information ready before open enrollment.
Okay. And to be clear, I wasn't a fan of a whole bunch of those variables, but I just wondered and asked for clarity there. I too sit on Finance Committee with Mr. Ayub, or I chair Finance Committee, and so I either have the fortune or misfortune to see, that our claim costs are rising. While certainly I think there's probably an opportunity for us to change the way, and not just us as a school district, I mean us as Americans, change the way that we use our healthcare system and try and be more preventative in its use, and then trying to ensure also that we seek the appropriate level of care, even when sometimes it's inconvenient, I've seen the cost increase and agree with Mr. Ayub. We can try and put this off and then face the same very difficult situation where, okay, it's not $20 this time around, it's going to have to be, $120, because that's how far, things have gotten out of control. Or just not out of control, just gotten away from us. And so, I see the increases in this, while still an increase, and I know still painful, to everybody. It's necessary, and hopefully we can continue to educate ourselves and educate our employees with our third-party administrator and our other partners on how we can manage and reduce these costs. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any further discussion? We have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Gonda. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries.
Thank
Thank you. Item 10D, consider approval of TASB Updates 108 and 109 in local policy. Ms. Macias.
Thank you. Vice President Nahida, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board, administration recommends consideration and approval of revisions to the following policy from TASB Update 108, which is EL, TASB Update 109, CNA, FEA, and FFI, and local policy FL as presented.
Motion to approve.
Second.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
I turned on the vela today.
We have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Nahida. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries.
Someone
Thank you,
write-
Ms. Macias.
Someone write this date down in their calendar.
And the rest of the agenda goes to Mr. Arrington. Item E, consider approval of
Arrington, do you
professional
need a chair?
services fees. Mr.
Do you
Arrington.
need a chair?
Yes, I do. Okay. Good evening again, Vice President Nahara, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. Last month, if you recall, the board approved some recommendations that we presented for professional services on the 3 high school projects, Montwood, Americas, and El Dorado. Professional services are the architects and the engineers. And then we also recommended, per the board approval when the bond was passed back in November, that those 3 projects were going to be construction manager at risk. Last month, the board also approved some recommendations that we presented, and since the last board meeting in February, per the policies that are in place, we've gone back and met with all of the entities, and tonight we will be presenting their fees that we have negotiated with them. We have negotiated lower fees on majority of the projects, on all of the professional services. We also included some of the items into their basic services that was not really clear when they wrote a letter back to us when I asked them for their fee structure and stuff. So with that being said, we will take the 3 professional services, architects and engineering, and that begins on page 193. The first project is for Montwood High School improvement. As I stated back on February, the board awarded the professional services, the architects, to M&K Architect for the Montwood High School. Per the procedures approved by the board, fees were negotiated, and legal counsel has prepared a contract pending approval tonight for Montwood High School improvements. And that's what I was alluding to earlier, that our legal counsel and I have been working together on all of the contracts, and we've got those for you pending the approval, of course, tonight. For Montwood High School, for M&K Architects, we are recommended 7.25% for the percentage for the architectural services, and that's based on whatever the cost of the work going to be at the end of the project. Administration recommends approval as presented.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. Is there any further discussion?
Ms. Nájera?
Mr. Nájera?
Mr. Harrington, this is for M&K, correct?
Yes, sir.
When I look at the attachment, page 2 of their attachment lists in bold
Yes.
7.53%.
Go down to the next paragraph.
Mine looks like yours.
Oh, okay.
That's what we've negotiated. And if you go to the third page, where it said additional services, a lot of those numbers were not inclusive of the basic services. Now they are. So that was some of the negotiation.
Okay. Now, Mr. Harrington, does my memory fail me, or am I correct in thinking that we were closer to 6.5% before?
Yes, if this was a new project, no renovation, and all three of them are going to be like this. So, yes, it would be at the 6%. But these are renovation projects that we will have to go in there and do some, renovations to existing third floor level, making 2 rooms into 1 room, and these buildings are approaching 20 plus years. Documentation and things, we might not have all of that, so there's going to be a lot of work that the architect will be doing in the field and stuff, developing the scope. So the additional fee is well worth it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Nájera.
Yes, sir. Any further discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Item 2, America's High School improvements. Mr. Harrington.
Yes, again, back on February board meeting, the board awarded this project to Carl Daniels Architects, CDA Architects for America's High School. We have met with them, similar to what we've done with all of the architects, and further procedures are approved by the board. Fees were negotiated, and we have prepared legal counsel has prepared a contract, and Carl Daniels for the America's High School improvement for 7.5% of the cost of the work. Administration recommends approval.
Question.
Mr. Nájera.
Mr. Harrington, so the same one on this one, I don't see where it says, well, let me ask you this, does it matter what their letter says? I mean, we're sitting here approving 7.5%, even if their letter says
Well,
7.75.
It's the 7.5. They've all come back and responded. If they rewrote the letter, I attached that to it. If not, I've got documentation that they agreed to a lesser amount.
Okay, so 7.5 is correct, thank you.
And it's a little bit more because this project is not as much as America's. You'll see different fees. They're all within 0.25% of all three.
Okay, motion to approve?
Second.
Got it. Sorry. I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Item E3, El Dorado High School.
Same thing, back in February, board awarded to PSRBB. They wrote a letter basically outlining what they have proposed for this. They had requested a little bit more fee in working with them and reviewing some of the scope and stuff. We've got the fee negotiated to 7.375%. Administration recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Nahida and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Item F, consider approval of construction management at risk fees. Mr. Iington, number 1, Montwood High School.
Yes, again, like I stated earlier, the board approved earlier when the bond was passed that we would do construction manager at risk on the high school projects. Back in the February board meeting, the board approved or awarded the construction manager at risk project to Buford Thompson and Company for Montwood High School improvement. For the procedures, we met with them and looked at their fee structure, and for a pre-construction fee, they're asking for $30,000. Construction fee is $690,000, and the general condition fee is $875,325 for a total fee of $1,505,327. Administration recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez and a second by Mr. Nahida. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
I abstain.
And the motion carries. Item F2, Americas High School. Mr. Iington.
Yes, Americas High School was awarded to Baines General Contractors, Inc. We met with them. We negotiated some lower fees on this particular project. The pre-construction is $20,000. Construction fee is $530,000. General condition is $1,184,932 for a total fee of $1,734,932. Administration recommends approval.
Question.
Mr. Nahida.
Mr. Arrington, can you give me a quick overview? What do they do in the pre-construction phase?
Pre-construction phase, that's the beauty of construction manager at risk. We hire the architect first, then we hire the construction manager. The construction manager will be working in conjunction with our staff, the architect staff, and going to all the meetings throughout the whole design process. If we, or the architect suggests something, if they want to build a marble wall, it's going to cost X amount of dollars. They might say, well, instead of $1 million, if you do it out of this material, it'll be $800,000. So they're looking at the project as it's being designed and ready to build. So they're helping us with the cost, keeping it in scope, and not only during the design, but also during the construction part of it. We work hand in hand with them to set up, safety concerns and access of the site and taking into consideration how we stage the area and stuff. But during the pre-construction, they are working with the design team, our team, designing the building and costing it out.
And then the construction phase, I think, to me is pretty self-explanatory. What's the general conditions?
The general condition is a list of items that they will provide throughout the project, the construction shed, the supervision, all of their superintendent, their various people they have on staff, all of that cost associated with the construction of the project. That is what the general condition. Fencing, temporary fencing, equipment, supervision mainly, but construction sheds, utility.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Canada?
They also, are they the ones that hire the subcontractors?
Yes, but we receive all of those bids. They put out the packages, but they come here and they're open here. And
So
then we have,
Do you clear them or do they clear them? As in who hires them?
it's a team, we look at the proposals and then they go back and after they get a bid for concrete, let's say, they go back and scope that project out to make sure that everything is in there that has to do with concrete, the reinforcing steel, so many tests, whatever has to do with that particular, they'll scope it out, come back to us with their recommendation. If they had a guaranteed maximum price of $1 million on a particular item, it comes in at $900,000, we get $100,000 in savings already. If it's $100,000 over, then that has to be taken into consideration, and then we look at that. Do we do something different there? Do we take it out of contingency, or what?
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yeah, is security overnight done by us or by the contractor?
No, the contractor will secure the site, but we will also help them, and we'll do some patrolling too, but the security is a part of their general conditions.
Thank you. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez and a second by Mr. Nahida. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. And item F3, El Dorado High School improvements. Mr. Arrington.
Yes, we met with Dantex General Contractor after they were awarded last month. We negotiated a pre-construction fee of $20,000, construction fee of $739,200, and a general condition of $1,075,593 for a total fee of $1,834,793. Administration recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And I have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez and a second by Mr. Nahida. Are there any further discussion?
Ms. Nahida?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Arrington, I know this is a lot of work. Thank you. I am confident that even that based on our previous bond programs, this one will be just as successful. So I know it's a lot of work. I know your team puts a lot of effort into this, so thank you to you and to them.
Thank you. It's a team effort. Thank you very much.
Any further discussion? We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez, a second by Mr. Nahida. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries.
And get ready to sign a bunch of contracts.
Item 11, executive session. The meeting is to be closed for consultation with legal counsel regarding the acquisition of real property from M.S. Apodaca, M. Beltran, and the Manriquez family for school district needs, to discuss personnel and real estate matters, and to consider administrative recommendations for the Director of Fine Arts, Assistant Principal positions at Escontrias Elementary School, James P. Butler Elementary School, John Drugan School, and Sergeant Manuel R. Puentes Middle School, 2. Under Texas Government Code Sections 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074. And the time is 7:47.
I don't know, Dr. Espinosa, you're losing.
I know,
control.
right?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Look, here they come. Stand through the door. Watch.
Oh my God.
everybody pay up.
You've been about a tear to my eye, man. Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious.
I brought the food with you.
No se aguantan.
Actually, Ms. Borrego's
Hey, look, I tell you, he was looking for tortillas to make burritos for the morning.
I thought you needed oxygen, but it's more like Daniel needs oxygen.
Oh my God, dude. Oh man, that even gave me a headache. Oh my God. That was hilarious. Oh my God.
Okay. We are back in session. The time is 8:27.
Oh my God.
Number 12, new business. A, discussion and possible action to approve the following items for the acquisition of real property for school district needs. Mr. Mata? No, it's you.
You're up.
Vice President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board, good evening. Rudy Mata, legal counsel. We have before the board resolutions to approve the acquisition of real estate, and there are 3 properties, as we discussed in executive session. I believe I already gave the form of the motion to Mr. Nájera as well, and we just recommend to approve the, give the motion for approval.
Okay. So for 12A1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, for item number 1, for the Apodaca property.
I move to authorize the administration on behalf of the district to enter into and perform its obligations under that certain commercial contract unimproved property referred to as contract between the district as purchaser and Margarita Sitters Apodaca as seller for the acquisition of real property for district use in line with the terms discussed during closed session, to authorize Paul Guerra as president and Thomas A. Ironton, AIA, as chief operations officer of the district, and each of them acting alone to sign such agreements, documents, and instruments as may be required under the contract, and to authorize the secretary and vice president of the board of the district to execute the certificate of resolutions as presented during closed session.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Ayub. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
I abstain.
And the resolution passes.
Thank you.
Item 12A2, resolution approving the acquisition of real property from M. Beltran.
I move to authorize the administration on behalf of the district to enter into and perform its obligations under that certain commercial contract, unimproved property, referred to as contract, between the district as purchaser and Mariano Beltran as seller for the acquisition of real property for district use in line with the terms discussed during closed session, to authorize Paul Guerra as president and Thomas A. Ironton, AIA, as chief operations officer of the district, and each of them acting alone to sign such agreements, documents, and instruments as may be required under the contract, and to authorize the secretary and vice president of the board of the district to execute their certificate of resolutions as presented during closed session.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
And I abstain.
And the resolution passes. Item 12A3, resolution approving the acquisition of real property from the Manriquez family.
I move to authorize the administration on behalf of the district to enter and perform its obligations under that certain commercial contract, unimproved property, herein contract between the district as purchaser and the Manriquez family as sellers for the acquisition of real property for district use in line with the terms discussed during closed session, to authorize Paul Guerra as president and Thomas A. Ironton, AIA, as chief operations officer of the district, and each of them acting alone, to sign such agreements, documents, and instruments as may be required under the contract, and to authorize the secretary and vice president of the board of the district to execute the certificate of resolutions as presented during closed session.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Ayub. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the resolution is approved. Thank you, Mr. Mathis.
Thank you.
What else can I read?
You're done. Thank you. Item 12B, consider approval of administrative recommendations. Dr. Espinosa. Director of Fine Arts.
Yes, Vice President Nájera and members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Mr. Armando Martinez to assume all the roles and the responsibilities as the new Director of Fine Arts.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Gondeta. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Martinez. Item B2, Assistant Principals, B2A, Escontreras.
Yes, Vice President Nájera, members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Ms. Maria Sosa to assume the roles and the responsibilities as the new Assistant Principal at Escontrillas Elementary.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Ayub. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And congratulations, Ms. Sosa. The motion has been approved. Item B2B, James Butler Elementary.
Yes, Vice President Nájera, members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Ms. Rachel Sindek to assume the roles and the responsibilities as Assistant Principal at James Butler Elementary.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Congratulations, Ms. Sindek. And C, John Drugan School.
Yes, Vice President Nájera and members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Ms. Ileana Mendez to assume the roles and the responsibilities as new Assistant Principal at John Drugan.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Ayub. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And Ms. Mendez, congratulations. And item D, Fuentes.
Yes, Vice President Nájera, members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Ms. Shannon Crowley to assume all the roles and the responsibilities as a new Assistant Principal at Manuel Puentes Middle School.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Ayub. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Congratulations, Ms. Crowley. Am I correct, Dr. Espinosa, that we will not be having two assistant principals?
Yes, we will pull the second Assistant Principal position from Puentes Middle School at this time.
Okay, thank you, sir. If there's no further business before this board, we are adjourned. The time is 8:35. Thank you.